On this planet, you will die. We have seen it.
Well, we've got some huge news and big updates that have dropped for Dune Awakening, from pre-orders and game editions to post-launch content, including audio work and never before seen gameplay insight. There is so much to cover. So in this video, we're going to be honing in and answering, is Dune Awakening paid to win? The short answer is no, it's not paid to win. However, it's really important you understand on what will be an extremely important decision for the battle-hardened PvP players looking to get an edge. Because we're going to look at all the pre-order options, what you'll get, the prices, and in the next video, we'll be covering all the gameplay aspects from the live stream, as there's so much there. It really needs to be its own video. But here's what you need to know about pre-ordering Dune Awakening. And for those that don't know, Dune Awakening is launching on the 20th of May, and it is a full release only on PC, noting that an Xbox and PlayStation release is set to come out at a later stage. And we're going to break down the pre-orders and how they're monetizing Dune Awakening. So the Dune Awakening monetization. Dune Awakening is not free to play, so you can purchase the base game, and it will not require subscriptions. You buy it, you own it. And there's different editions, standard, deluxe, and ultimate, which we'll cover very soon. The main thing to consider for the future with Dune Awakening is the optional paid DLCs. These will all be cosmetic focused purchases. However, it is also expanded to potential additional in-game PvE content. There will be no pay-to-win aspects to Dune Awakening. The additional story content or missions will be introduced via DLCs. They'll also have a season pass, which will be included in the Deluxe and Ultimate Edition. That covers the first year and all DLC content released for Dune Awakening. So no microtransaction as such. There's no loot boxes, premium currency, or any gotchas. Pretty much just skins and DLCs. The skins building sets will be included within the DLCs. So let's take a good look at the pre-orders, which are open now, so you can go and get the standard, deluxe, or ultimate edition right now. So the standard edition is just going to be the base game, the Terrarium of Moadib. We can now confirm that it is animated, making it well worthwhile in my opinion. I was really worried it wouldn't be animated, but that sets an excellent precedence for future animated creatures within Dune universe that apparently are coming within some of the DLCs. You'll get a skin, the Sunset Dye Global. Since it's a global skin, not only can you apply this to all the various different armors, giving you a personalized look, this can also be applied to all the vehicles, weapons, and armor. So if you ever see a global skin, it should mean that it applies to pretty much everything you interact with, except for your buildings. They're going to call their skins Swatch. We will just keep calling them skins. Now, the real interesting one is the Deluxe Edition. This is going to be probably the one to go for if you're going to be a hardcore PvP player. You get everything in the standard edition, the Terrarium, the Sunset Dye, but most importantly, you get a head start. The game releases on the 20th of May. However, if you get the Deluxe Edition, you can play from the 15th of May. This is a huge head start for PvP players and guild. You will want to get this to establish yourself as soon as possible. The Deluxe Edition also comes with the Season Pass, so that's the 4 DLCs. What do we know about the DLCs? So for the Year 1 Season Pass, there's going to be 4 DLCs. One of those DLCs will contain several placeable buildings, structures, decorations that are inspired by the wildlife of Arrakis, including Shah Hulud himself. These are aimed at immersion and personalization, but no gameplay advantage is being offered, unless you consider luring all the ladies with your impressive base bling. The rough release schedule for the DLCs is every 3 to 4 months. Something else worth noting is that the season pass isn't like a battle pass or anything. It is just DLC bundles. Just wanted to mention that in case there was any confusion. So just to highlight again, season pass is what Steam calls DLC bundles. So as an example, Monster Hunter Wild will be a very similar format. You'll have a list of DLCs where you'll be able to purchase them individually, or Deluxe and Ultimate, giving you Season 1 all in one package, which ultimately works out to be cheaper, and you get all the extra good stuff. What about the other 3 DLCs? As of now, no specifics have been revealed to great detail. We do know there'll be a lot of cosmetic, and there has been some mention of more story content, which will most likely be within the PvE, but that's yet to be confirmed, so take that with a grain of salt. All the DLCs are not essential, should be primarily focused on aesthetics, and there are possible expansions to the world of Dune and its lore-inspired missions and content. We'll know more about this as time goes on, but that's kind of what we've got right now. The final thing you get in the Deluxe Edition is this impressive Sardaukar Bator armor, which is a bit more of a steel suit rather than some tanky armor. But from what I gather, this is its own unique armor set, not a skin replacer. This will be unique to the Deluxe as well as the Ultimate Edition. Now for Mr. Moneybags, the Ultimate Edition, which is very tempting to get if only finances were anything to consider. But you get everything in the Standard and Deluxe Edition. So the Terrarium, the Sunset Die, the Head Start, the Season Pass, the Sardaukar armor. You also get this Caladan Palace building set, and I have to say it is remarkable. It is pristine, and we have some footage of it here. I believe it's in the background. Now, hopefully, if you get in Ultimate Edition, these are completely exclusive to the Ultimate Edition, but I would suspect, like most games, they end up releasing all this stuff down the track. Haven't been able to confirm, but I dare say to monetize this further, you'll probably be able to purchase the Caladan Palace building set at some point, but we don't know for sure, so consider that carefully. Also within the Ultimate Edition, we also have the June 2021 still suit, which is remarkably well detailed, and it is the very same still suit worn by Paul Atreides within the film. I'm sure it covers both male and female variations. Then we have the digital art book, which is a 50-page art book full of artwork from the game's development. I think that'd be extremely interesting. The digital soundtrack, which has 90 minutes of music from the game, and from what we've heard from the music, it is sensational. You'll also get the Dusk rider skin for the Sandbike, the Blue Dasher Ornithopter skin, so a ton of extra stuff. Now when it comes to the pricing, which I've had up on screen a few times, you'll have the Ultimate Edition at roughly $100. Deluxe Edition is $80 and the Standard Edition is $60. So for the PvP hardcore players, Deluxe Edition $80, 5 days early, big head start. Now it's totally up to you which one you purchase. However, if you're a hardcore PvP player and you have the money, definitely get the Deluxe Edition. Those 5 extra days will help you substantially, allowing you to set up a base, get into a server, beat the queues. Hopefully, you don't know what day one is going to look like in terms of server, but what I'm assuming is if you're paying for Deluxe, you bloody well should have very easy access into the servers so you can get truly set up before the mad rush. However, do note, even if you've gotten in there and set everything up, you will still have queues. If and when the game goes live, everyone is jumping onto your server with anywhere from say 40 to maybe 60 players, if not more, on one Hager Basin instant. You could still be looking at a substantial wait time, but it's really unknown. I'm hoping they have thousands of servers across all the different regions, but they've yet to reveal what day one is going to look like. So it is a bit of a risk, but for the Deluxe and PvP hardcore players, this is going to be the best middle ground. However, if you're very unsure about Dune Awakening, you're very skeptical, you still want to try it, you can either do your due diligence and wait for the reviews and people to make a ton of information available for it, or jump in, buy the base by pre-ordering, get a few extra goodies. But if you do get the basic version, there is a good chance that the server is going to be packed, so there could be more of a wait time. So just something to consider. Now, if you're a huge fan of Dune and you got some extra money to spare, the Ultimate is a bit of a no-brainer, only if the things you get are just completely exclusive to the Ultimate Edition. If these get released later, I don't really see how it's worthwhile at all. But from what we've heard of the soundtrack, it's impeccable and beautiful. The art book will be amazing. And if you're just a huge fan of Dune's universe, then it's really a must if you've got the money. For very casual players, just go the basic pre-order if you're interested. PvP hardcore, go the Deluxe if you can afford it. And Ultimate moneybags or lore enthusiasts, maybe consider the Ultimate. But hey, you do what you want. Those are just my suggestions. Having some very unique building sets and armor would be pretty freaking unreal down the track. That pretty much covers everything we know and need to know about which version of Dune Awakening to purchase or pre-order. Unfortunately, there is no confirmed information about how much the DLCs will be when you purchase them individually, but I suspect anywhere from $10 to $20. And that's why there could be a lot of value in getting the Deluxe at least, as that will cover all the DLCs for the first year. So that's my main takeaway. If you're into Dune and this kind of game, consider Deluxe. Could save you some bucks. On the other side, skeptical, wait, purchase the DLCs individually, and that way you get to pick and choose. It won't impact the gameplay, and there's no pay to win. So all the options are there, and it's a cool way to see that they've tried to monetize it to help sustain the game for a long time, which unfortunately is just the freaking case these days, but we're also getting some stuff back. It is worth noting that there will be a ton of free updates and tons of free functionality, components, and bunch of different stuff that will come with those updates. So it's not all going to be tied to DLCs, but some of the best bits most certainly will. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Now, if you're really keen on finding out all the crazy detail we just got from the update video, from the Funcom live video, where they go through a ton of stuff, click on the video on the right-hand side. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.